Okay, I'm going to take a picture of
We're
this.
late. Okay, now we're live.
All right.
Hey, Lily, how are you?
So excited. This is my
I can
first
scroll
live.
those, but I think it goes over your face. So I didn't hear any of that.
That might not be a bad thing.
We're having technical difficulties, Lily. So please bear with us. Please bear with us. I don't know what's going on with this phone tonight.
I think we're too old for this.
Shh. Don't tell them that right up the get-go.
That's true.
So Lily, I appreciate you being here and any helpful, but Lily, can you hear either of us or see either of us? That would be so helpful for us. I don't know how I'm supposed to ask you questions when we can't. It's not working right. I can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me at all? Hello? Can you hear me?
And then you froze on me again.
Yeah, you keep freezing up
She
on me
says we're
too. What's that? I wonder if I should try just off my
circles
laptop.
on her end. She can't. Yeah. I don't know why
Maybe
it's not wanting to work.
I can try just off my laptop instead of using my AirPods.
Well, that's totally up to you. I'm afraid that it'll have a back sound for you where you can't hear us good. See if you if you have to turn on your program, it's stupid computer. She says she can hear us both. See.
Oh, she can hear us now?
She says she hears us both.
Okay.
Okay, well, then we'll just get with it. Maybe we'll have some other people coming in, and that's probably totally my fault and my apologies. I didn't understand the time difference until you posted on your story, and I looked on it today, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that time does not go with what I thought it was, so I'm going to have to redo this. So it was probably lunchtime before I posted again. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? She says she can hear us both as well, so we'll just go on with it.
Okay.
So what I want you to tell us first is what social medias can we find you on? What platforms do you have, in case everyone listening doesn't know?
Sure. So I have a YouTube channel called JanetGreta, which I have labeled myself here. And I also have an Instagram account, which is JanetGreta 2020.
All right. Do you have an email or a PO box by chance?
Oh, yeah. I have an email. It's jgmbolger@hotmail.com. And then my mailing address is a PO Box 83, Ralston, Alberta in Canada, T0J2N0. Michelle, you disappeared on me again. There you are.
Okay, we're back. I don't know. I honestly don't. I've never had this much. Well, no, I'm gonna take that back. I have had this much problems with this, but I thought I figured it out.
You sound better now, and I'm hooked up to my house Wi-Fi, so it should be good.
You should be totally good. I'm sure it's mine. Hi everybody. We will stop in a moment for comments, but if you have a question for Janet, please put them in the comments and we'll get back to you shortly. We were trying to find out where to find her other than this and her YouTube channel, so she was going to answer that for us.
Yes. So I do have an email as well too. It's jgmbolger@hotmail.com. And then I have a PO box, which is PO Box 83, Ralston, Alberta in Canada, T0J2N0.
All right, because I want them to be able to find you because your
Yeah.
story really, if they have not been following, they need to be because your story's great. I mean, who
Aw.
doesn't want to come on keto and have success as you? So,
Oh,
um,
thank you so much.
whatever kind of tidbits you want to go with here, Janet, until we have specific questions would be fine. I didn't know if you had a backstory you wanted to let us in on or where you plan to go from here. I have been following, but I'm not sure everyone else here has been. So,
Yeah, so I lost 107 pounds on the keto diet. I'll just kind of give my story, and if we repeat it, then that's fine once people are joining in and asking questions. I lost 107 pounds on a keto diet. I actually started, it probably went back to 2017. And I started with Weight Watchers, first of all, and then that wasn't working out. So I went on keto and I lost 110 pounds doing that. I got married in 2019. After that wedding was done, I ended up gaining some of my weight back, which was probably a good 75 pounds. I went back on the keto diet, and that was in last November. And here I am today. I hit my goal weight, and I've been maintaining now since July of 2020. So it's been a long road. There's been a lot of ups and downs for sure, but it's all been worth it. So now I'm just trying to figure out that balance of maintaining, which is actually really difficult. It's more difficult than losing, I would say, to be honest. It's a struggle to find that happy medium for sure.
right. So, how long in the span of when you started keto to now has it been? How long have did it take you to lose that 110?
So it took me over a year the first time, right? Because then I did regain some back after I got married. And then it took me from November to July, so about like 7 months to lose the 70 pounds like that I had regained. So just over a year to lose the initial 110 pounds, though.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we have a couple of questions here. We'll go with Stephanie Craze. She says, do you clean eat keto and what does that consist of? And also, do you intermittent fast? Or did you? I suppose since now you're on maintenance, you may not do any, you may do something different.
Yeah. So that's a really good question, actually. When I started, I was clean keto. I started with the basics with all of like your whole clean foods, like your eggs, bacon, avocado, like everything was fairly clean. I kept track of all of my macros like religiously every day for probably the first 6 months for sure. And then it kind of turned into a dirty keto where I was kind of eating things that had like a little bit more sugar alcohols and using like my net carbs instead of my total carbs. But it really didn't stall my progress at all. I just think it's easier when I started keto to kind of go with the clean whole foods because it was just easy to figure out. When I looked at something and I looked at the carbs, I could just see it was zero carbs or one carb, and it was really easy to monitor what I was eating for that day and trying to figure out, can I eat this or do I minus this? Am I minusing that right? And it was confusing for me in the beginning, but I kind of ended my journey kind of dirty keto. And now that I'm in maintenance, I definitely like do the dirty keto, which I'm not proud of, but you know what? It still gives results. I figure either way that you can maintain it is kind of what I suggest for people to do. Intermittent fasting, I actually did do intermittent fasting a few months into my journey. And then I got a plateau. I reached a plateau, and then I actually did alternate day fasting for about 2 months. And that got me to my goal. So alternate day fasting is just that. You fast for one day, and the next day you continue on with your regular macros. And I did that for approximately 2 months because I was just at a plateau and I was staying exactly the same pretty much every week. So I had to change something up, and that's what I decided to do, was to do the alternate day fasting. And now I'm in a routine of just doing the intermittent fasting. I usually don't have my first meal until after lunchtime. So usually my first meal will be between like 12 and 1, and then I'll have a supper around like 5 or 6 usually. That's usually what consists of even in maintenance now.
I lost that last part just a little bit, but I think that we got the gist of the answer.
Probably I'm talking too much, probably. I like to talk a lot. That's
Well,
why it's a good thing I started a
no,
YouTube
I
channel because I like to talk.
so let's see. Tara Allen wants to know, do you monitor your blood ketones at all? And don't you care about, or do you care about the number?
I do. I don't monitor it every day like I used to. I used to test a lot of products, I guess you would say, to see if it agreed with me or not, to if I was staying in ketosis. When I was losing mainly, because I did get the Keto Mojo to monitor that. So when I had that and I was doing my alternate day fasting, I really wanted to make sure that I was in ketosis because my goal was to get to my goal weight. So I made sure that I was in ketosis. Now I monitor probably a few times a week. I still have the Keto Mojo, and now I'm doing the January challenge on my YouTube channel. So I'm trying to get back to doing the clean keto because I know a lot of people are restarting their weight loss journey, and as well as myself. Like I gained, it's only 4 or 5 pounds, but still, I'm the kind of person who needs to keep it in check or else it can get carried away. And that's what I find is really difficult about maintenance. So once in a while, I still test my ketones to make sure that I'm in ketosis. And even if I'm in low ketosis, I'm still happy with that number. It doesn't kind of like make or break since I am in maintenance. But when I was losing, I definitely wanted to be in that ketosis. And that's when I felt my best, to be honest, too, is when I was in ketosis.
Right. Did you go by the numbers on ketosis, or did you do the GKI since you were using the glucose monitor? Or
Yeah, I
there's
went by
two
the
separate ideas about it. So I just thought, what did you think about that?
Yeah, I went by the GKI. So I tested my blood ketones and I just tested my blood glucose to get the number. Yeah.
Okay. And you felt the best. Did you have any ailments before keto that you were trying to, what led you to keto, I guess, to begin with? Did you have something wrong, or did you just have weight to lose?
It was both actually. So I suffer from severe asthma and severe allergies and severe eczema. So that was kind of like, and as well as being overweight, my starting weight was 240 pounds. I'm only like 5'5", 5'6", and I needed to lose weight because definitely I was overweight. And since I was overweight, I found that my asthma was getting worse and my eczema was getting worse because of the foods that I was eating. And I also had stomach issues for about 2 years that I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I kept on going to the doctor and they couldn't find out what was wrong. And so I decided to start keto. And within like 2 months of me losing my first 20 pounds, I noticed a huge difference in my eczema. My doctor figured out that I had IBS, and that's what was bothering my stomach so much. So he put me on medication for that. And then my asthma started getting better because, of course, the extra weight that I was carrying like affected my breathing. Like I couldn't even go up 6 stairs without losing my breath with my severe asthma. So it was definitely kind of the combination of everything. And that was when I first originally started at 240 pounds. And then when I got married and had that regain, when I started in November, um, I was just over 200 pounds. And I went to the doctor, a new doctor, and they went through all my vitals and everything. And I had extremely high blood pressure. I think it was like 210 over 100 or something like that. It was extremely high. And I live about 20 minutes from a city where I go and see my doctor. And he brought me back every other day because it was so high. I was at risk for a stroke or a heart attack. So I was going in every other day. My blood pressure was still high. He put me on 2 different kind of medications to finally bring it down after a couple months of going in to see him every other day to get my blood pressure taken. And then COVID happened in March. And at that time, I wasn't going in to monitor, but I was getting really lightheaded and really, really dizzy on a daily basis when I was getting up. And so I was checking in with him all the time. And I ended up getting my own monitor at home. And my blood pressure was really, really low. So he suggested to go off one of the medications. I did that. I was still really dizzy. Then I went off my other medication and I started feeling really, really good. And so I got off my blood pressure pills completely, and I was on two different kind of medications. My asthma medication I don't take anymore, and my eczema, I used to go to the dermatologist to get shots for my eczema, and I don't even do that anymore. So the only medication that I'm on is for my IBS, which is the Constella. And I've noticed that I don't get much bloating anymore now with the foods that I'm eating, because even potatoes and pasta was the worst. Like I was in so much pain at nighttime with my stomach before keto. So it's cured a lot of ailments. I would say for sure 5 ailments. So it's done wonders for that.
Goodness. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just want to yell it to everybody. Like, how are these doctors not telling people about the ketogenic diet? I just don't understand. I don't know how they are where you are, but here they still, in my little town, they fight you tooth and nail. They don't understand the concept. And when I go back
Yeah.
and tell them, look, never mind, I don't need you. Maybe next year, maybe next year.
Yeah.
But
And
trying to
my doctor, I
great.
never told them that I was on the keto diet actually because I was too embarrassed. Like, I don't know, because I was just worried about that backlash that I would get. And so I never did tell my doctor. And I know you're supposed to get your doctor, everybody who's watching this, make sure you get your doctor's approval if you do have different health
So
ailments. Yeah. But I don't know. I just wanted to do it my own way. And I know I felt the best doing it. And like I said, with the results that I had was absolutely amazing. Right. So everybody's different, but make sure you check with your doctor first.
check with your doctor. Do your own research.
Do your own research. Exactly. Yeah.
So did you log into a carb manager or any kind of app or anything like that during your journey, or did you just kind of go with it?
Yeah. I went through MyFitnessPal, and that's what I used
You did.
religiously every day. And even still now, I will sometimes use it depending if I'm eating out or if there's something that, I just don't know the carb count. Then I use it, right? But as far as every day now, I probably use it just periodically. But every day when I was starting, when I was losing, I was using it religiously every day. And I would even plan my meals a day ahead so that I knew what I was having to make sure that I was in the carb count.
So you were the day before kind of input it
Yeah.
all and make sure that the next day is just perfect.
Yeah.
Lord,
I'm
come
a,
help
I'm a
me.
planner.
come, come help me, Janet. Come help me.
You need to live closer. Come to Canada.
I want to log everything, but it just absolutely drives me insane to put every little, and then I don't know. I just can't get
It's
that day before.
hard.
But to do it the day before, I can see the benefit. I really could. I
Yeah.
just can't get myself get
Yeah. Well,
myself to.
especially, you know what, when you're laying in bed at night, like I don't know about you, but I go to bed usually like 9 o'clock, but I lay in bed for like an hour and a half. And that's when I would do it. I would figure out what I was going to be eating the next day of things that I had at home. Like obviously things that I could make or whatever I knew was low in carbs that I had. So that's what I was doing. I was doing it the night before when I was just aimlessly like watching TV and I was inputting it in my phone. And that's what I did really. So it wasn't taking time away from anything or, a whole long process. It was just kind of figuring out what I had on hand and what I would eat the next day. And that helped me tremendously.
Right. I imagine it would.
Yeah.
Tara has another question for you. Do you have specific macros now, or do you just count carbs now that you're in somewhat of a maintenance?
I count pretty much net carbs right now. I do try to keep my fat at 100 as well too. I've never been one to count my protein all that much, to be honest. I always kept track of my fats and my net carbs. So my net carbs, I still try to keep at 20 or under. I'm not one of those people in maintenance that can really push it because I find if I push it to like 30, then I get out of ketosis and I just don't feel how I should and like on a good day, you know what I mean? But I still try to get my 100 grams of fat. Some days it's easier than others, and some days I'm over on my protein and lower on my fat. But I do kind of like aim for higher fats still.
Right. That's where I
Yeah,
feel the best as
yeah,
well. It's on the higher end of things.
yeah.
Okay. We have several people here.
Oh
Stephanie is still
yay!
here. Rosie O'Sala says, I've been following you, Janet. I love watching your journey. I'm sure you've seen Rosie O in your comment section.
Oh, I have.
She is
Thank
a great.
you so much. Oh,
All
she's so
right. Viva
great. I
J is
love
here.
it.
Viva J is also known as the Keto Musician on Instagram. I don't know if you know of him or not,
No,
but
I'm gonna write that
Frugal,
down though.
it's the Keto Musician. I keep trying to tell him that he needs to be here on YouTube, but he hasn't done much, I don't think, with YouTube in a while. But
Aw.
Frugal Mama of Boys is here as well. She's fun, fit, and fab. Every morning at 6 a.m. she does stretches in the morning and
Oh,
does it live.
nice.
Me, I can't get in front of I did my exercises in front of the camera, but I could redo that section if I wanted to. She's there live doing this, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't do
You
that.
were doing some yoga though in December, weren't you?
Yes, but like I'm saying, that's in advance. Like if I watched myself and I was like, no, I could redo that shot if I wanted to. She's
True.
like live doing it. I don't know if I want to do that or not.
That's true.
And of course, Lily is great. Lily, you've probably seen Lily Carter in your comment section as well. She's there always, and Tara Allen is also in our comment section.
Awesome.
So
yes.
So we appreciate you all being here.
Yeah,
So
thank you so much for commenting.
If you had to choose one keto food that is your favorite, what would you say is your favorite keto food?
Oh, that's a good question.
Keto
food. It is hard. I would have to like that I make at home or that I can just eat anywhere or like buy.
Either way.
Favorite. Well, my favorite is probably
your favorite.
Probably the burger, the double bacon cheeseburger from Five Guys that I get. It's so good. It's really, really good. And it's lettuce wrapped, and I think it works out to be like 3 or 4 carbs or something. And it is delicious. It's my favorite thing. But I'm a fast food junkie.
I've never had.
Oh no. Do you have like, I always said if I could eat like and not gain weight, I would eat religiously. I would eat breakfast, lunch, and supper. I would eat it out. I would eat out for sure. There's no way I would cook at home if I didn't gain weight. Do you guys have a fat burger there?
No, I'm in a small. We just got a Dunkin' Donuts this year or last year. Okay, that's how little we are. So
yeah.
I have. Let's see, Hardee's is new here, so I have a Hardee's, a Wendy's, and a McDonald's. That's Arby's.
Hardee's make a pretty good burger though, right?
And they've started wrapping too, but it's been a minute since I have been out. There.
Yeah, I'm a fast food junkie, so it would probably be that.
Stephanie Craze would like to know if you could give her a short rundown of what your menu would be. Like just a daily.
Yeah. Well, let's go through today, for example, right? I'll just tell you what I ate today. So I always start out with a collagen coffee. I worked today from 9 until 5:30. I took my coffee with me because I like to sleep. So I took my coffee with me. I took a Bang energy drink with me because I had it in the fridge. So I took that with me, and I meal prepped on Sunday. So I ended up taking some of the meals that I meal prepped. So one meal was a mayo and cheese crusted chicken that I made, and I made that with green beans. So I had that for my first meal, which was about like 12 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock. I had my Bang like probably mid-morning at like 10 or 11. Then I had that for lunch. And then I wasn't too hungry in the afternoon. So I ate when I came home at 5:30, and I ate the other prepped meal that I took with me, which was cauliflower mash and 2 cheddar smokies. And that's all I ate today. So pretty good. And I like it because I meal prep it. So it's really easy because I'm working a lot. And so since I do a meal prep, it's just a lot easier because I work, it's called a Canix. It's on a military base here in Canada. And we have fast food galore in the store. So we have like chips, we have burgers, we have subs, we have pop, we have everything, right? And I would probably just be grabbing, like the only thing keto at the store is probably like the meat and cheese sticks. So So it's important for me to prep. That's another thing. Like I prep a lot to keep me, even now in maintenance, I'm always prepping and it just helps me throughout the week. So I highly suggest that you guys are meal prepping.
It just takes the guessing work out of it because if you
Yeah.
prep them, I mean, you just know
Yeah.
that that's
And
what's gonna
you know the carb count in it too, right? You know that it's going
right.
to be low in carbs.
Okay. And have you done a
Yeah.
video on the crusted chicken?
Yeah. I just actually posted it in Sunday's video. I posted that recipe. So go and watch, Michelle. What are you doing?
Listen, I haven't been here in 2 weeks.
I was going to say, we miss you on YouTube. Where have you been?
I know I've been not on YouTube. I needed a mental break. I needed some
Yeah.
time.
That's how what I felt after Christmas because I ended up doing Vlogmas for the first time and oh my gosh, that's
Look,
exhausting.
I quit Vlogmas on Christmas Eve. I'm just like, I'm over it. I can't do another video.
Yeah, I made it to Christmas Day and I'm surprised I did every day for 25 days and I was pretty proud of myself because I was working like 50-hour weeks at work. So it's hard. I don't know how those girls do it. Like Jelly and like Joni, I don't know how they do that every day. Like that's crazy. It was a lot of work. A lot of work.
It was a lot of work, and I can't. I had 2 videos in advance, but
Yeah.
uh, other than that, I had to shoot that day and edit it that day and overnight it and
Same.
upload it hopefully by in the morning. And I'm like, Michelle's got to sleep somewhere between 12 and 12, so I don't know when this is
Exactly.
going to happen. So
I hear you.
I
That's what I was
just
planning on doing too. I was planning on doing some and pre-recording them, and that never. I think I did one, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then it's like thinking of stuff to do then every day too. It's like I really don't have
that
an
people
exciting
wanted
life.
to watch. I hated just to put something out there just because I needed something. Like I hated,
Yeah,
but that's where I was. So I'm like, I'm over this.
yeah. Then I'm begging like my 18-year-old kids to like do something with me, a challenge with me or something.
Listen, that whisper challenge was hilarious. I said if
That
I
was
had some
funny.
big headphones like that, I would totally get my husband to do that. But I did
That
not
was
have any of
fun.
those. But I thought I
Yeah,
could see where that would be so fun. It's
it
a
was
good
really
party game.
funny. Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen that, I actually made a playlist for Vlogmas 2020. So go and watch that. They all are pretty good. I'm surprised on how well they ended up with my editing and stuff. Because half of the time I was asleep.
Well, I like how in one of your videos, your husband now said that he was like he was acting as if he didn't want to be in your video, and then the very next video he's in the background yelling at you like either you want to be in the video or you don't. That's where my
I
husband sits too. So he's
I
like,
don't think I always say I don't think he got attention as a child or something.
I can't video at home because mine are heathens. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you just don't even understand what I have to edit out sometimes when I'm videoing at home. I'm thinking I'm in here
Yeah.
videoing. I know I told you guys this, but
Yeah.
I can still you.
And
So
that's what, like, when I'm doing my meal prep or something and Jimmy's in the kitchen and he's the one saying, yeah, what are you going to make? What are you going to make? Oh, I'm not going to have that keto crap. And I'm like, seriously?
you can't say that on the video.
That's why I'm like, you know what? If I can do it, if I can lose over 100 pounds, you guys, with, you know, living with a husband like that, my kids are 18 and 20. Like they do not eat keto. So if I can do it, you know what? Everybody out there can do it. You just got to put you first and prioritize what you want your outcome to be. You know, that's what it comes down to. And that's what I try to preach on my videos because you have to make yourself priority because it shouldn't matter. Like my house is full of chips and like you know what I mean? I'm the only one that's keto. So there's like a little shelf for me that has like, you know, pork skins and all this stuff and
Right?
jerky and whatever. A little tiny section.
Chocolate.
The rest of it, yeah. The rest of it is
Me
all
too.
like chips and crackers and everything else. So if I can do it, you guys can do it too. I'm telling you. It's not easy, but you can do it.
That's right. Definitely, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so your pal Misty says, "Howdy, Janet." She's here on YouTube. She also done Vlogmas. Miss Misty
Oh,
did.
okay. Oh yeah.
What I'm missing? Let's see.
I love this community. Geez, I'm so glad I started YouTube.
Yes,
You know what? I was really hesitant. I've always wanted a YouTube channel, and my brother came down to visit in the summer of 2020, and he was the one who pushed me to start YouTube, because he says you have a passion, you have a success story. And then when I started, I wish I would have started earlier, in my journey, to log everything instead of starting. I pretty much started my YouTube channel when I hit goal, right? And that was the only thing that I
Right.
wish I would have started it earlier. But it's almost like you're too embarrassed to start when you're heavy, and if you fail that week and how it's going to look on YouTube, right? But my brother, he
Right.
came down from Vancouver, and he was the one that encouraged me to start a YouTube channel. And everybody's so nice, and like everybody that comments, all the subscribers are so sweet. I just love it. So thank you, everybody, to making this so easy to join.
Well, you're welcome, and tell your brother we said thank you.
Yeah, I know. I thank him every day. Every time I talk to him, I always thank him for the motivation to do it and to start it. It's not easy, but just learning it all
Right.
yourself at 44 years old, all this technical stuff.
So believe me, my son I'm surprised he didn't move out just so he didn't have to answer no more tech questions for me. So
I
he's
think
like, Mom, just
yeah, my girls were like, I don't know, Mom. I'm like, like, tell me, what do I
you
need to
just
do
don't want
here?
to show me.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah,
they would just tell you flippantly how to do it, blah, 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 blah. Like, I
yeah,
understand what you just said. Like,
yeah.
you got
Or
to
else they
come
would just,
show me to help me. I can't.
yeah. Or
I
else
don't
they would just
understand.
do it for me, and I'm like, how did you do that? Especially with
Right. I
editing
can't do
and
it next
stuff.
time if you don't show me.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Stephanie wants to know, on your Five Guys order, do you just ask them no bun when you order? Do you ask for lettuce wrapped or?
So actually, at our Five Guys, they ask if you want it to be, if it's an allergy or a preference. So if I say that I want a double bacon cheeseburger, lettuce wrapped, they'll ask you if it's a preference or an allergy, which is really good. So I always just say a preference, because some people are celiac, right? So that's what they ask at ours. I always ask for a lettuce wrap when I give my order. And then it has the options of what toppings you want. So I usually get mayo, pickles, and mushrooms. I don't like mustard. No mustard. You could take your own sugar-free ketchup too, if you wanted. I haven't done that, but you could. And it's so good. It's the best.
Tara says she likes collagen in her coffee. Do you drink collagen coffee, Janet? Or
Every
is she just
day.
telling us? Every day. Okay.
Yeah, every day. I have the perfect keto collagen, and I usually like the chocolate and the caramel.
Did you start off your journey using the collagen, or did you see that it was needed?
Yeah, I seen a lot of other YouTubers using the collagen and the benefits that they were having. And my hairdresser had noticed that I was losing my hair and it was getting thinner. And so she had told me to start using collagen. And then I seen YouTubers seeing results with their collagen with losing weight. So I didn't start mine until pretty much I got to goal, which was unfortunate. But it's helped me now. Like for losing, I don't lose hair anymore. My nails are perfect. And just even my skin has really, really improved. I gotten Jimmy on it as well too. He drinks collagen he drinks it with orange juice actually in the morning.
Oh, that's going to kind of overpower the flavors. You can't. Do you
Yeah.
use any sugar-free syrups in your coffee when you make your coffees?
Yeah. I use the skinny syrups. The Jordan, I think
Stephanie.
it's Jordan. Yeah, skinny syrups.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have a whole variety. I think I have like 10 different kinds that I use. My biggest one that I liked over winter was doing the chocolate collagen. And then I think it was the peppermint skinny syrup that they had during time. And it made kind of like a mocha. It was really, really good over Christmas.
That's my
Good.
favorite coffee ever, the peppermint mocha.
Yeah. Yeah. And then make
Tara
your own
wanted to know.
homemade. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Tara wanted to know, how did you spell your job? Did you say Canix? Canicks? Is that what you're saying?
CANEX.
EX, Tara.
Yeah.
CAN.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Okay.
a Canix on every military base in Canada. It's kind of, what do you guys have in the States for your military base? I forget what it's called, but it's kind of like I always say it's like a glorified convenience store. So we have like a post office, a convenience store, clothes, a liquor store, groceries. So it's just kind of to serve the military because we do live on a military base. So, and we
Okay.
live like half hour outside of the city. So we're there to like serve the military.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I also work at Winners, which is like a TJ Maxx in the States.
Oh, that's right. So
Yeah,
you are working all the time. You're working 2
I
jobs.
know. Yeah, it's crazy. December was crazy for me. Now it's not too bad.
Hi, Simply Chrissy. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not missing any questions here.
Yeah.
It goes by so fast. I think those are. I think she's answering what military bases. I think that's what Frugal Mama of Voice is telling us. She says PBX or an exchange. I don't understand
PBX.
that, but maybe
Yeah, PBX.
PBX.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's different names for like every country. So I forget, there's a certain name for one like overseas on military bases in Germany or wherever. And then in the States it's called a different name, but in Canada it's called the Canucks. So same sort of thing.
And Van Vita Travels wanted to ask you, where are you from? I think they probably didn't join us at the beginning there.
Yeah. So I just live outside of Medicine Hat, Alberta in Canada. So it's about, I know a lot of people maybe know of Calgary in Alberta, Canada. So we're about like 2 hours east of Calgary, Alberta, in the southern part of Alberta. I don't live in an igloo. It's melting here today, like me and Michelle were talking about. It's melting here today.
I mean, any other year, this time of year, we would not have been having this discussion that we were the same temperature. It's
Yeah.
kind of a bit scary if you really sit down and think about it. I'm in Northwest
Especially,
Tennessee,
oh yeah,
you know.
especially for January too. January is always our coldest month. It's horrible in January. So
It was snowing in Texas here.
yeah,
So something's wrong.
that. Yeah, when
Something
Canada
is
is
wrong.
what did I said we were what 44 degrees or something in Canada right now, like where I am. So something is wrong. Snowing in Texas and it's 44 degrees here. What the heck? It's nice though. I'm not complaining, mind you. I don't mind winter too much.
Well, I don't like the cold. I don't know that I could go colder than 40 degrees. My husband wants to
Yeah,
go to Alaska, and that's just not where I'm interested in going. It's
I would
too
love to
cold.
like do the cruise in Alaska. That would be really, really nice to do. But yeah, you definitely have to like climatize yourself for sure.
Right. And
Yeah.
Rosio says in the States it's called a commissary.
Oh, okay.
There's a commissary.
Okay.
See, I knew that, but I don't know why I couldn't bring it to the forward when you asked. I
Yeah,
don't know.
there's different names for it all the time because nobody ever thinks like it's a different life, you know what I mean? Like Jimmy was in the military for 20 years. He was in the Canadian military. So I think even from people from Medicine Hat that I have friends that live in Medicine Hat, it's like a whole different world out here because of the military base. We see like British uniforms, like all the Brits come here to train. So we get a lot of training that comes here at this base because we are the biggest base in Canada, and it's just a whole different world. So if you're not part of that whole military like lifestyle, I think it's really like eye-opening to a lot of people as well too. So but it's pretty cool. Like even me, like I wasn't part of a military life until I met Jimmy, and it is a different world. It's crazy, but it's good. Everybody's really, really nice, so lucky that way.
That's great. You're gonna look good
Yeah,
people there. Good people here on YouTube. You're just surrounded.
I know, right? See, I'm lucky that way. I pretty much get
Amanda,
along with everybody though.
yeah. Amanda Ferry just joined us, and she said she's from Texas, and the snow only lasted 24 hours, and it melted away. That's like the perfect snow.
I was going to say they're probably happy about that. Couldn't imagine it staying
Yes.
any longer.
If they weren't prepared to just all of a sudden wake up to snow, what is going on?
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
imagine. So
So
Tara
much for
Allen was
so much for COVID. Now they have snow in Texas. What the heck?
right.
What is
So
happening to this world?
Tara wants to know if you exercise regularly. And before you answer, Tara, I want to know if you do exercise now, did you before or when did you start if you do exercise?
So back when I started back in 2017, I actually was really addicted to working out. Did a video on this as well too. I was working
Okay.
out twice a day, every day. And I was lifting weights and I was doing cardio, whether I was like, because the base is actually about 5 kilometers from here. So I was either running to base or I was either biking. And then when I got there, I was doing the weight training. And it became like addictive to the point where I wasn't going anywhere, I wasn't eating out, anything like that. So I come to the realization that that was a problem. So what I did last year to implement exercise was to be start walking, and that was something that I could sustain as well too, because for working out I couldn't really do the weightlifting and everything like that. I needed to kind of do something that I could do long term, and walking one was one of those things. So I was walking about 5 kilometers, I would say like 3 or 4 times a week, and I was doing yoga a little bit as well too. Now in maintenance, I'll be honest, I haven't been walking as much as I should. And I want to get back into it though, because the weather, it's just been kind of hit and miss here. Like we get snow and then it melts and it turns to ice. And then it just gets like treacherous to be walking in. But now I have no excuse because all the ice is melted now. So I got to get back out there. So it's something I just think like something that you can do long term is what you should be doing for exercise, is my suggestion all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And Amanda, yes, we are both doing the keto lifestyle. She wanted to know if we were both living the ketogenic lifestyle. Well, yes, we are.
It's the place to be.
That's right. Right.
Yes, there's no other way.
And if we could just get the whole world to listen to us, we would all have such
Exactly.
better.
Yeah. You know what? Get rid of Trump and bring us in. That's all you need.
Oh, oh, she said the word. Oh no.
Hey, I'm in Canada. I'm allowed to say that. Oh
Okay,
man,
so
I feel for you guys.
Simply Chrissy said she joined late. What let's see. What was your highest weight? Where are you now? And how long have you been in maintenance?
So my highest weight was 240 pounds, and my weight right now is 138. My lowest prior to Christmas time was 133, and I'm happy at about 133, 135, and I'm about like 5'5.5" for my height. So I feel like it's a comfortable place to be. So I kind of want to lose those extra pounds that I gained over Christmas, probably like 99% of the population right now, right? So, but yeah, it worked out to be
Right.
107 pounds is what I lost. So,
All right.
yeah.
Amanda says it's a struggle for her. She's starting into it slowly. Just
That's a
Amanda,
good.
do your research.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and start slow. And I think starting off clean and with whole foods is really important. And like I said on my YouTube channel, that's why I started that January challenge for people that are starting out or losing the gain that they maybe had over Christmas time. I just went back to basics because I think that's the easiest and less complicated way to start a keto diet, is just by eating whole foods and getting to know your carb count in foods, instead of starting off by like the dirty, lazy keto, which we sometimes seem to fall in after months. I feel like, yeah, definitely the clean keto. Do your research, look up a food list, get your groceries, prepare yourself. Preparation is key as well too. You know, I always preach about that on my YouTube channel. Preparation is totally key. Even now, even in maintenance, like we've said before, Michelle, that it helps so much to be prepared and to meal prep. Figure out your grocery list, get your groceries, and do some meal prep.
Yes. Amanda, as soon as this uploads to YouTube, I will have her channel link in the description box so you can find her easily.
Yeah.
So Chrissy says, wow, and she has clapping hands. And then Tara was also,
Aw.
congratulations on 107 pounds lost. That's just,
Oh, thanks,
you know,
guys.
and
Aw.
even that you didn't vlog your journey as to losing the weight, there's not a whole lot of YouTubers who are actually at weight. And I think that helps some of us who are still trying to go into losing weight. And I understand the last little bit of it is the hardest, and you might have to shake it up and do some different
Mm-hmm.
things. And,
Yeah, and like
so
I said, even for my net carbs, like I find in maintenance, I can't really go over that 20 net carbs. Like, I've seen other YouTubers that maybe that's going to be their goal is to maybe push up to like 30 or 40 net carbs, but I just can't. I can't seem to get there. So I don't know if I'm just maybe not ready or what the case is, but I'm comfortable at 20 net carbs. I can make it work. So everybody's different as well too, especially in maintenance. I know like Tammy off of Keto and the Chaos, like she's upped her carbs and is getting like adjusted to upping her carbs now at that she's lost all her wear weight, and like she's doing phenomenal. And I think like, wow, I want to do that one day. Like that would be great. But I always like feeling the way that I feel when I'm in ketosis too. So it's kind of like a hard decision to make, right? So,
right, right.
but maintenance is hard as well too. It is hard.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
One day when I quit, one day when I do on this course and I stay the course, I will I will
Yeah.
eventually get there.
You know what? And that's what everybody's journey is full of that. I've had many, like I said, when I first started, it was, 4 years ago, and then I had regain. Like it's totally up and down. And that's, one of the things that I might have weight gain again too, right? Like it's a lifetime thing that you have to go through. And that's the struggle with everybody, is that it is a lifetime. And that's why I always kind of praise, do something that you can do for a lifetime. And even with keto, you can adapt your foods and your meals. Like I make pizza, you guys. Like I can still make pizza at home. I can make like I said, a burger. I can make all these things at home and it's still keto. So that's one thing that people have to realize. It's not just about being so strict and eating bacon and eggs, for every meal every day. There's a lot more
Right.
to it that you can have. You just have to think outside the box and not just think like, the fat content and the avocados and the nuts and everything like that, right? That you can make anything keto. And I think that's one misconception that people have.
So Amanda is asking, since she's starting out, she's doing 30 carbs a day. Would you stay there, or would you suggest 20 carbs a day?
I would personally suggest 20 carbs a day, Amanda, just because then you would get the full effect of feeling and being in ketosis. See how you feel. I know some people feel really sick when they are getting into ketosis. You get that keto flu, and it can be kind of discouraging, and you will want to stop. But give it 3 or 4 days, and then after that, then you start feeling the effects of the ketosis, and you'll feel phenomenal when you're kind of in that zone rather than being at 30 or even 40 net carbs. That's me personally. Everybody's different, for sure. For starting out, if you kind of just getting to know your carbs, 30 is a great place to start, but I would eventually start working your way to the 20 net carbs for sure. That's when you'll feel the best, and that's when you'll get the most success out of your keto and being in ketosis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Electrolytes, Amanda.
Absolutely. Yeah. Your magnesium and potassium vitamins, you guys.
Very helpful. They're
Yeah.
mandatory.
Yeah. I still take mine every day. Every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Gorp, how Misty would like to know, how did you determine your goal weight, and did it change during your course of keto?
Yeah. My original goal weight was actually to get under 145. I've been at that weight before, previously, a long time ago when I did Weight Watchers. I want to say that was probably even like 15, 18 years ago. And I felt comfortable at that weight. So that was what I was shooting for when I was losing. And then it just so happened that I was losing. I kept on losing when I got there. I really didn't feel like I was done yet. And I feel like everybody kind of knows when they're done losing. And once you get there, you'll feel comfortable. So, like I said, about 135, 133 is like my comfortable weight. And that's where I decided that, you know what, like I'm in a size 6 now. I feel comfortable in my skin and, you know, I can maintain this. You know, make sure it's something, a weight that you can maintain. Some people realize that whatever height you are, that 150 is they're maintaining, or 160. And you'll know it once you reach that point. I think everybody's different in that, but I just felt my best, like I said, 135. Even if I went like 140, I would still be happy with that. It just depends on everybody's goals and how you're feeling when you reach that point. And I think you'll know when you reach your goal, even if you set a higher weight or even if you set a lower weight. You know, once you get there, you'll realize, you know what, I'm really comfortable at this weight and I'm comfortable on how my clothes are feeling, right? So I think you'll just know, and yeah, you'll get there for sure.
I also think that our number goal that we have pre-keto as you're starting this journey is totally different. 127 pounds on a ketogenic person is totally different than on a 127 pound sad diet person. The
Yeah,
measurements are just totally different. And I think that blows people's minds when they get to said 140 was might have been shy of their goal, but they're still fitting in size whatever jeans, you know. So I
yeah.
think the connotations with the weight number too have to change a little bit.
I agree. Yeah. And you know what? It's just instinct for people to compare themselves to others too. Like I'm even guilty of that even now. Like I'm like, do I look like that? Because you always have a different perception on yourself to how others perceive you. So
Right.
even if I was looking at somebody my size, maybe like I would consider them really small, but I don't feel that way. It's just kind of that mentality of, I guess, of being 240 pounds and now being like 135, that it's really hard to wrap your head around that. And it's just instinct to compare yourself. It's like, I want to be that size. I want to look like that. But you know what? You can't really do that because you're your own person and how you feel is where you're comfortable at, you know, right? Everybody's different that way. So don't go by the number on the scale. Don't go by, you know, that person being a size 4 and that's how you want to look. Everybody's different. Everybody's body is shaped differently as well too. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tara agreed with me. Body composition is different for sure.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, do you ladies have any more questions here for Janet before we maybe wrap this up? We don't want to keep her too long.
I don't want to keep you too long since we figured out the time change.
Well, that's okay. Like I said, it was totally my
Yeah,
fault. So
that's
it'll be
okay. I'm glad people just joined and we still got some questions. That was awesome.
yeah. I don't see that there. We'll give them just a little while longer. Is there anything else that you would
Yeah.
like to just tell people, or um, do you want
Well,
to
I just
discuss?
try to, yeah, I don't know. I always try to motivate. And even if I can help one person, like I said in my backstory on starting a YouTube channel, was my brother encouraged me and motivated me to start a YouTube channel. First of all, I love talking, so that wasn't an issue. And
Yes.
I feel like just with my story that I can motivate and encourage somebody else to prolong it. Like it's not going to happen overnight. And that's what I try to tell people. Like, even though I started my YouTube channel when I was at goal, it doesn't happen overnight. And man, if I did start it when I started losing, like there would be a lot of down days. Like it's very, very hard. I still have down days, to be honest. But there's a lot of up and downs in your journey. And I just want to let anybody know that just stick with it and you'll get there. Even if you see a gain, or if you're still recovering from that Christmas gain, maybe just keep on going and, you know, plan out tomorrow. I'm a huge planner, like we've just talked about. Plan out your day tomorrow. stay on that track no matter what. Just keep in your mind, I'm going to stay on track today. I've already had this planned out. It's already in my Fitness Pal or my Carb Manager, and I'm going to stick to it and I'm going to do it. And that's what you have to keep in mind every day, even when you're having a down day. And if you see a gain on the scale, you just got to get at her again tomorrow. Don't let it prolong into like months and years. I'm 44 years old. Like, I wish I would have done this like in my 20s. You know what I mean, right? I wish I wouldn't have waited this long, because now I feel not like my life is over, but you know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to feel this way when my kids were younger. My kids are 20 and 18 now. You know, they're not young anymore playing at the park when I couldn't play at the park being 240 pounds. You know, just try to think of it that way and just motivate yourself. And, you know, there's YouTubers like Michelle and myself that will inspire you. I know Michelle has really good meal preps and, you know, keto meals and stuff like that. And kind of just follow your favorite YouTubers and get some ideas, write down ideas, meal plan, and, you know, you'll have success. Just keep on going, whether you have an up or down day. That's all I want to say, because that's what helped me through it. It really, really did.
Yes. Okay, we have two more questions and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Amanda says, can dairy stall you, or did it stall you? And any thoughts on dairy during keto?
Yeah, so surprisingly, dairy hasn't stalled me. Now, the only dairy that I have is cheese. I'm not a yogurt fan. I don't like milk. I'm allergic to all nuts, so I can't have almond milk or anything like that. So the only dairy that I do have is cheese, and that was even prior to keto, before I started my weight loss journey. I'm just not a big dairy person, like cottage cheese or anything like that. But the shredded, like cheddar cheese, mozzarella, I had, and it never bothered me. And it didn't even bother like my IBS, like my stomach or anything like that. So I had that all through my journey. And even now I have a lot of cheese, probably too much. Yeah. But it's one of those inflammations. A lot of people do have inflammations with dairy. So you do have to be careful and kind of gauge on how you feel. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, Simply Chrissy wanted to know, how long did it take you to reach goal?
So I started in, like I said at the beginning, I started in 2017, and I ended up getting to about like 160. And then I had my wedding. I regained some weight. And so it took me, the first time that I lost it, it took me over a year. So it took me about 14 months. And then from November 2019, when I had a regain, I was up to 204, and I started again. And then I hit goal. I have it in my phone here. I want to say it was July, I think, because I kept track of all of my weigh-ins as well too. Let me see here. So it was August. August 7th is when I hit 135 pounds. So, and I started on November 10th was the second time around that I had regained, and I was 204. So, so that time it took me, I guess, 7 or 8 months to lose that 70 pounds. And then the very first time when I lost all of it, it took me about 14 months. It's been a struggle.
Yeah. It's still great results.
Yeah. I just, you know what, the biggest fear I think is gaining weight back. You know what I mean? Because it's happened previously. And unfortunately, it's just one of those things that you have to deal with every day and a lifetime. You know what I mean? Because I'll always have weight issues when you think about it. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that everybody has to keep in mind, is make sure it's something that you can do for the rest of your life, as far as exercise and your eating. You know, keto, hopefully I'll be keto forever. I enjoy it. It makes me feel good. It helps with my stomach. It's helped with, like I said, 5 different ailments that I've had, and I will be keto for life for sure. I love it.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. Well, we appreciate you being here, and Janet, I appreciate you giving me. But I'm going to have to get out of here.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for the questions. Yeah. Thank you so much. I enjoyed it. And thanks, Michelle, for inviting me as well, too.
You're so welcome. Everyone has saying thank you. And hopefully everyone in here will be followers of yours before too much longer. And we will see you all next time.
Yeah. See you.
Keto
thank you.
Bye.